Hello everyone, this is Global Fashion Workshop. I remind you that we post new videos every day. I also want to remind you that some of my video courses are already available. Buy them if you haven't done it yet. I would really appreciate your support. Today we continue working with the dress. I've already shown you how to make a pattern for it. Today I'm going to show you how to cut, tack it, and then I'll try it on. This is a bias dress with the Raglan sleeves and frills. All of the patterns are ready. For the front, the back, the frills, and the Raglan sleeves. I can start cutting the details now. Have a close look here. The fabric is folded in half on the bias. Next, I need to insert several pins to mark a border between the details, in order not to make the front and the back of different length. Be very attentive. These pins mark the bottom of the details. This is where I need to stop cutting the details. Next, I need to fold the fabric face to face. Be very careful. I need to fold one corner and join these edges. The fabric is folded on a bias at the angle of 45 degrees towards the lengthwise grain. Next, I need to lay these folds parallel to the edge of the table. These lines should be straight and parallel to the edge of the table. This is very important. The line itself is bias. The pins I've inserted mark the border between the front and the back. The width and the length of the piece of fabric are different. That's why one side is longer than the other. Here are the pins. The front and the back should be of the same length. This is very important. I'll use a thermal marker to draw the border between the details. Be very attentive. The fabric is folded on a bias. The fold is laid parallel to the edge of the table. This is the best way to cut such garments. Of course, it's better to have two lengths of fabric to make bias garments. Unfortunately, in my case, the fabric is limited. It's difficult to make a long dress of such a small piece of fabric. Be very attentive. Put a ruler along this edge. I do not have enough fabric, so I will have to stitch a missing piece of fabric here. But it's okay, the seam will be covered by the frills. It's better not to sheath the Raglan sleeve so far. Have a look at the dart. Here are the pins. The distance from the pattern to the pin is 31 cm. Next, I'm going to cut the front and tack the missing piece so that all the stripes match. It should be very neat. Have a look here. The side seam is slightly round on the waistline. This line should correspond to your basic pattern. You can draw the line below the waistline with a ruler. When making bias garments, make sure that the side seam contour the torso and flare the bottom. It will emphasize the figure. Unfortunately, I do not have enough fabric, but I found the way out. I need to extend the length of the front. I've decided to add 30 cm instead of 31. It will be enough. I mark the bottom with a piece of chalk. I'm drawing the side seam below the waistline with a ruler. I'm going to cut the front next. First, I need to mark the position of the chest dart with the pins. When the front is ready, I'll move on to working with the back. I will still have enough fabric for cutting raglan sleeves and the frills. The width of the seam extension on the neckline is 7 mm. I remind you that I'm cutting the front. Do not forget to make notches on the waistline. I've cut the front, and next I need to tack a missing piece. Have a look here. I can tack this piece. I will tack another piece to the upper side of the camera. I need to tack the details in such way that the stripes match. This is a must. Have a look here. I've cut the front and tacked the missing pieces to the cut upper part. When I stitch the pieces and press the seams, it won't even be seen. A part of the seam will be covered by the frills. Before cutting the back, I want to draw the dart and transfer it to the other side. This is the best way to make an accurate dress. I need to pin the dart in order to trace it to the other side. The pattern can be thrown away. I'll cut the lining according to the cut fabric. I'm also going to tack the darts right away. When it's done, I'll move on to working with the back. The back should also be extended. After that, I'll cut the sleeves and the frills and tack the details. I have a lot to do. It's better to tack the darts right away. I'll take the second one off the camera. Do not try to join the lines. They should be tacked naturally. Do not stretch or gather the fabric. Have a look here. The dart opening was moved to the front neckline. I will take the second dart off the camera. Have a look at the result. I've cut the front, extended it, and tacked the chest darts. Here they are. I can move the front aside and start working with the back. It's very hard to cut a bias dress having such a small piece of fabric. Probably I will have to make the frills smaller. I've already pinned the pattern for the back and tacked the missing piece of fabric. I hope you won't have such problems. Think about everything in advance. I recommend you buying 2 lengths of fabric. There will be no tucks or darts on the back. The dress is going to be flared. I've almost finished cutting the back. This is how the back looks like now. Do not forget to make notches on the waistline. I need to check if the side seams match. They do. The notches on the waistline should match as well. Everything's perfect. If the bottom doesn't match, it's not a problem. Do not gather or stretch the fabric. I'll tell you about it once again when taking the details. Next, I need to have a look at the piece of fabric which is left from cutting. I can move the back and the front aside. Let's have a look at the remaining pieces of fabric. I need to cut the sleeves first. I will probably have to make only one frill. Taking into consideration the lack of fabric, I need to lay out the patterns this way. The front and the back are ready. I place the lower frill here, the front of the sleeve here, the upper frill here, and this is where's the back of the sleeve. I'm not going to show you everything. I'll cut most of the details off the camera. I hope that everything is clear so far. The frills will be edged with rolled hem. They will be decorated with the light lace. The lower frill is ready. This is the back of the sleeve. I'm cutting the front part of the sleeve now. The only details left to be cut is one more frill and the back part of the sleeve. I'll do it off the camera. When it's done, I'll start taking the dress. Have a look here. We've already tacked the side seams of the camera. There is nothing difficult about it. I've also tacked the frills to the neckline. They will look even nicer when decorated with the light lace. Next, I need to tack the raglan sleeves. Here's the armhole. The sleeves should be set in them. Be very attentive, please. I've already shown you a lot of videos about raglan sleeves. Have a look at them if you haven't done it yet. Have a look at the sleeve. The long corner should be attached to the back. I can start pinning the details together. Be very attentive. The side seam and the underarm seam do not have to match. If they do, it's just a coincidence. The width of the seam is 1 centimeter. I need to gather the upper part of the sleeve just slightly. Do not pin the sleeve circle-wise. Pin one side from the top to the underarm and then the other side from the top to the underarm. This is the only accurate way to stitch raglan sleeves. The lack of fabric caused a lot of problems. Nevertheless, I found the way out. If you have a small piece of fabric left, It doesn't mean that you should sew a simple dress on the lengthwise grain. You can try making garments of more complicated and interesting designs. Choose the design that you really like. As I've said, the sleeve should be slightly gathered. Have a close look at the way I'm working. This is how the pin sleeve looks like. I can start taking it. I'm glad that I've decided to show you the making of this dress. Tag from the sleeve side. It's a must. Have a look at the tag sleeve. It looks very nice. I can't wait to try the dress on. I'll take the second sleeve off the camera. Have a look at me. I'm wearing the tag dress. I was planning to line it, but now I realize that I can wear it with this sundress, using it as an underdress. It's very light. I'm going to edge the neckline with the bias binding and decorate the frills with the lace. The Raglan sleeves are very comfortable. The dress is loose and very nice. This is not the first video about making bias dresses. We've already shown you how to cut the details in the bias, how to stitch and press the seams. You can get all the necessary information for free. I really hope that you like this idea and the design. As I've said, the dress is very comfortable. Even though I didn't have enough fabric, I stitched the missing pieces. And they are not seen from the right side. The dress looks just like I wanted it to. That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. My name is Irina Paukshte. Buy my courses, subscribe to my channel, write comments, share the videos, press the like and the bell buttons. I would really appreciate your support. Thank you. Goodbye.